attacks, and they usually look to targets of opportunity. They are not specifically looking at one particular type of target. Targets of opportunity may be those types of networks that have weak firewalls, that may not have antivirus systems on their networks. So this is what they look at, and they exploit these types of targets. Now, the possible attackers that you may have in an unstructured threat are script kiddies. A script kiddie is that person that's very unsophisticated. Recent profiling, and I don't mean to use that word too much here, but in recent profiling we showed that a script kiddie is usually a young individual, it's usually a male, that has a very low sophistication of capability. But because the high level of internet services that you have now and software packages such as the Cain and Abel one I talked about before, script kiddies are now those types of people that have unstructured attacks and look for targets of opportunity. The other type are piracy groups. These are the individuals that will go into your system, they will hack into your system, and what they will do is they will copy all of your data, they will put it up for sale, or they'll copy your software and use that and put that up for sale. So these are usually the type of unstructured attacks that you may have. Oftentimes that they are unaware of what they're attacking, who they're attacking. Again, it's a target of opportunity, and they're only going in to try to get the information. Malware. Malware is just a general term, and it actually just means malicious software. And usually malware is a type of computer programs that are used to compromise computer systems and to gain access to a system. Now there's a number of different types of malware that we have, and we're going to talk about each one of these. We're going to talk about the viruses, the worms, Trojan horses, backdoors, logic bombs, spyware and adware, and a keylogger. Now I'm sure many of you have heard these terms over and over again, but we're now going to just dive a little bit more into what the terms actually mean and how they can affect your system. Viruses. Viruses is nothing more than a code that replicates itself, and it can modify your files. And once into your system, it can now modify all of your files within that particular system. The I Love You virus, many of you may remember, back in 2000, what had happened was a virus called I Love You got into a particular computer system. And once in that system, that virus copied every email address and every address on that particular recipient's system. So now when that recipient then sent an email to a friend of theirs on that particular email address account, that person now was infected with the virus, and that virus spread to their accounts within their system, so on and so on. And as you can see, as a result of this, that created a damage of over $45 million and $30 million, or $30 million in damages, and $45 million computers were attacked. Worms. Worms, think of a worm as like a virus on steroids. The thing with a worm is it replicates itself automatically. It does not need to have a human interaction. So once a worm gets into your system, it not only eats up all your data and disk memory, but it can crash your entire system. And it can go from computer to computer and infect your entire network. The sapphire worm was one of the worst worms that was ever affected by network systems. It replicated itself every 8 seconds. It affected over 90% of the computer systems that it attacked, and it did all this in 10 minutes. Sapphire worms are still very much out there today, and as you can see from the map, within 10 minutes, that's the damage that a sapphire worm did to the networks that it attacked. Trojan horses, great screensaver. Oftentimes you may get a beautiful screensaver like this and said, download this screensaver. Well, behind that may be a virus or a worm. So once you download the screensaver as a Trojan horse, you've now just opened up your computer to a virus or a particular worm that can infect your entire network. Backdoor trapdoors. Oftentimes when companies now develop software systems, they will leave what they call a backdoor or a trapdoor, primarily because they want to get back into your system. If they have to make any repairs or upgrade something, rather than asking you for permission, they'll go through the back door. Well, the bad guys oftentimes are actually searching for these back doors, and once they find them, they can go into your system and then they have complete access